They said he would never do it. Matthias, he won't come back to Mario. He beat Mario 1 perfectly. Well, I'm coming back for Mario 2. Hello everyone, thank you for a follow, Ferrari Bad. Also, I opened this up. This is a Super Mario Super Show. I thought I might, like, whet my appetite for Mario a bit by just watching the old cartoon. I have not seen this. Oh yeah, this is, I did not talk about this at all. This is my Matsuri outfit, my festival outfit. And also everyone's a Haniwa now. I decided on a whim that everyone's a Haniwa. Just because I was like, you know what? After, like, the last stream, I saw so many Haniwas, and I was reminded of just, like, how much I love those things. And you can see one in the corner right next to chat, right there. And very simply put, it's basically just a clay sculpture from the 500s in Japan. And they were like, we don't actually know what they were made for, but it's kind of presumed they were made to protect, like, the graves of ancestors. But the one that is shown here is specifically a dancing kind. So maybe that was supposed to be like, I don't know, I don't think they're celebrating the death of someone who died. I think it's more like, hey, hope you're enjoying the afterlife. Here's a little dancing guy. Also, that intro music just now made me cry the first time I saw the video. It's a really good one. It's Shogo Tokumaru, everyone. Been a big fan of him forever. I remember, he was in my city doing like a concert. Or not, it was like apparently it was like a very small kind of thing at a cafe. And I did not go because I was just like, I don't know if I feel like it right now. If he's like, I don't know, if he's performing in my city, then surely he'll come back again. And he never came back again. I don't know why. I was like a young and dumb idiot. And I just had this presumption of like, well, that's what artists do, right? They tour. They go on tours, they visit places, and he just quit music for like 10 years, and he only recently did it come back. Anyway, I don't have anything to say. This is so bad. No, I'm not watching more of this. This is where I'm putting the limit. I will say this. I remember this cartoon as a kid, right? And I would watch these tapes over and over again, and I just hated this whole, I mean, I wanted to see the cartoon, right? But this part with the whole, like, bird lady pretending to be a mom, it's just weird and gross. It's disgusting. I'm skipping past it. Say that. Come on. Show some respect. That was transformative content. We talked... all I said was Mario is weird. I think that's all I said. But you know what? Maybe it was worth it. I think maybe it set the mood just right. So... I released a new video. I was working on an idea of someone being obsessed with color, right? That was kind of like the whole idea of the video. It's just like someone being obsessed with color. And I think it was just someone commenting on like, I want to see more of the tea guy. And somehow a thread was connected in my brain of like, what if this guy, who's like obsessed with color, is the tea guy? I don't even have a name for him. And then from there, I started thinking about other things. Okay, hold on, that did not count. I was thinking, well, if it is the tea guy, maybe it shouldn't be color, right? Maybe it should not be like a guy who's like, well, doesn't it have to like relate to tea in some way? But I tried to make it work with coffee, but I felt like I do like coffee, but not enough to like be able to write that much about it. Then I thought, what else can I do? Pancakes. For a while it was pancakes. Then for another while it was just Pokemon. What if he's only talking about Pokemon? But I think that would have been definitely too much. I think people would have been like, I kind of wish it wasn't Pokemon. This is a bit of a different and weird vibe compared to the last one. So color, it just came back to color again. I don't know if I'm always afraid of like talking about like the process of making a video that I have made, because I'm like, will that ruin the magic of a video? Like if I reveal too much about it? Because I feel like part of the appeal, which color do you associate yourself with? Well, actually, I guess that is sort of like what kind of spawned the idea in a way, right? I can talk about that. Like, I out of curiosity, I asked people that, like, the thing that happened in the video happened to me, where he asked other people, like, what color do you associate me with, any color? And my expectation was that everyone would say blue. And I don't know, I don't know why. I guess because I like blue. And I have like certain associations with blue, and I would be like, oh, because of like I'm like this, I'm like that. People would say blue, and not a single person said blue. Not one of my friends said blue. They all said like, oh, I think you're yellow, I think you're orange, I think you're purple, I think you're like green. And I was so floored by that my expectation of me being blue did not live up to it. I was like, what the hell? And from that, that really happened, where I was kind of like, do I need to like blue max? Do I need to like make sure that people are aware that I'm blue? But I felt like I was already doing that. I feel like I was already, like, most of my clothing is blue. My avatars are blue. There's a lot of blue in me. I don't know. And there's a lot of real stuff to the video where it's just like. Of course, I'm not as obsessed as him. He is still a fictional character. But I did kind of like, well, I'm also just like fascinated by color also. So I am just fascinated by like how people interpret color and how that can vary from culture to culture, right? One of the biggest differences might be the color red in Japanese and in Chinese, or Japanese-Chinese culture specifically. Red is like associated with happiness, which I would not think of. Like, that actually took me a bit by surprise. That like red would have like a happiness association, but it does kind of make sense. Like, a lot of Japanese festivals and temples and shrines are red, and you see that a lot in Chinese culture as well. So it's like, oh, like red is supposed to be something that brings out happiness. And you kind of also have like, I mean, I think a lot of people would say red is danger, associated with danger. But in Japanese culture, it's like often associated with protection. And you see this in like, often, oh my god, I'm amazing. Gamble, gamble, gamble. Ah, so close. You see this often with the people dressing up kids in Japan even today, where traditionally the color red has been like a protective color. So people have been like, oh, like, if you dress your kid in red, they're protected. Because part of it is like, I don't know, my association has always been danger, but I think it's kind of, that does not count. That does not count. No, no, hold on, no, I can do it. My association with red has been like stop sign, danger, but the idea of stop sign, red, protection is kind of cool, right? Because a stop sign does in fact protect you. And you see that with the, I never made that connection with like Shinto shrines being red, and actually the color red is supposed to like ward off spirits. I never made that connection. But now I see that a lot with like, a lot of like Japanese spiritual characters are like associated with red. Yeah, and red is always, I was gonna say that as well, like red is also associated with the leadership in Japan. Probably also China, I wouldn't actually know. God damn it. Another interesting thing is like in, god damn it. I missed. In Japanese culture, the color yellow associated with courage. But like in English, they say like yellow is like the cowardice color, right? Like there's even the expression of like you're yellow, being yellow is like being a coward. And then you have the exact opposite in Japan, where yellow is like you're like courageous. I don't know, I find that stuff super fascinating, because that's like the kind of stuff that like shapes how you draw images and like how you, I don't know, how you make things. Like, if I associate yellow with courage, then that's going to, like, change just how I draw characters, how I design them, how I, like, draw environments. Like, I would have never really thought of that before. Like, maybe if I want to show someone being courageous, I show, like, yellow as, like, a environmental lighting. Maybe red is, like, weirdly sentimental. I am the tea. Can you tell? I might as well just admit it. I am just the tea guy. Let's go. Gamble, gamble, gamble. Is that not good? Tea guy was the friends we made along the way. Maybe so. maybe so. I should give him a proper name someday. I don't think I think I actually will make like another T-Guy video, to be honest. But maybe he will pop up again as like a side character or something. I could see that being the case. Oh. And I asked Aripie if she could voice the fish woman, also nameless. Oh my god. That doesn't count. Because I don't know, Aripie has like a very like cartoony. She said this is her words. She has a high-pitched, she was uncertain. That doesn't count. She was uncertain when I presented the role to her because she was like, she said, oh, my voice is like very cartoony and like high-pitched though. But I had a feeling like, I can tell she would be able to pull it off if like she made a more mature voice, and I think she did a great job. I was very happy with the result. I did originally keep it in mind of like, it could just be my voice again. I just needed that like emphasis of like, I just needed the emphasis of like someone different. I thought that would be like a very like nice change of pace. That might also like throw people off, like maybe we're getting like too used to my voice. So they are like caught off guard, like did they open another video or something like that? That does not count. I don't actually remember, I did play this game as a kid, but I actually don't have that many memories of this game. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. These masks are legitimately scary. Well, like that, yeah. Again, I'm doing a very casual run of this game. It's basically just something to play while I'm chatting. So yeah, I think if I ever did make another video featuring the T-Guy, I don't even know what I would do, but I think maybe the format would be different, because the biggest problem I had making the video was actually like the lip syncing. A lot of people assume that I do like, I don't know, like I have a software or something for doing lip syncing. But it's all manual, like I sit and put all those frames together because I feel like it would just not look right if I did it like automatically. And that's why it was also like a huge like work doing like Big Mask, that Big Mask series. Because that's me sitting and going with my mouse, moving everything up and down again, over and over again for like 10 minutes or whatever. That turns into several days, apparently. So that's my advice to anyone who's like, oh, I want to go into like animation. If you make animation, just don't do any lip syncing. Just avoid it. Find any way possible that you can avoid lip syncing. The time is not worth it. The only reason I did it now was because like that's how I did it in the first video. So it would be weird if I suddenly changed it. T-Guy tries coffee. I feel like that would be like fucked up. I don't know. I feel like that's like you would lose respect for your heroes, right? What do we call that in wrestling? Heel turn? Like when the good guy suddenly turns evil. I don't know. I don't think I would not be able to look at him the same way. What would he try? I think he would try... I don't know. I think T-Guy is a bit of a nerd. Oh, actually, that's a really good... Oh, no, now I'm getting new ideas. I need to drop this topic. Because now I'm getting new ideas. Because obviously, if he is a new... If he's such a big nerd, then the next thing is going to be like D&D. And he will be obsessed with, like, what is my race and class in Dungeons and Dragons? Of course, he would be the guy who has, like, 10 characters at hand. Because he's like, well, I actually don't know if I like this character. And that guy is also me, so once again, I am the T-Guy. Should not have given it that much thought. Because now I know to make that video someday. T-Guy is obsessed with D&D. And that would be a great way to avoid lip syncing. Now I'm giving myself even more good. Chess? I don't know enough about chess to be able to talk about it. Okay, I thought it would be like a fucked up new enemy. But it's just you again, Birdo. Alright. Because of course, well, that would be a good guy. That would be a good way to avoid doing lip syncing. Because it could be him and his wife having, like, dialogues in D&D through different characters, and that doesn't have to be, like, lip-synced, because it's like, you know, it's kind of like a dream sequence or whatever. God damn, this is really good. This is really good. Damn it. Yesterday I was already set, I'm like, I'm not making another one of these videos, but now this is a really good idea. I'm gonna steal an idea for myself. T-Guy tries D&D, and he's obsessed with, like, he makes a character, but then he gets upset about something, and he just keeps coming up with new characters. His wife is still the same character. I don't know, maybe we could change that. It doesn't have to be that, but this is my first idea, right? First he's like an elf ranger, and he's like, actually I hate elves. And he's like, I'm a half-orc barbarian. No, I don't know how to roleplay a half-orc barbarian. This is not right. You just don't let yourself know that you plagiarize yourself. Yeah. It doesn't have to be that, but it could be like a good idea to start from. T-Guy is obsessed with D&D. Oh, actually, and maybe he's obsessed with everything, like all the nitpicks of D&D. So it's not only that, but he's also obsessed with, like, dice. And he brings, like, 10 sets of dice to, like, the table. And people are like, why? You only need one set of dice, don't you? But he's like, yeah, I know, but I just feel like I need to use the right dice for the right occasion. So he's obsessed with, D&D character, whenever, and he has to use the right dice for each occasion. And what else could it be? Is he any good at D&D or just alright? Maybe, maybe he's a min-maxer. Oh, no. Maybe he is. It would suit his characteristic. That doesn't count. But I also hate min-maxers in D&D. So I feel like just can't do that out of principle. I hate when people play D&D like they're playing, like, I don't know, like a raid in an MMO. Just be a guy, just be a character. I can't encourage that. He could be a good example of why you should min-max, because he ends up making the session boring. But then he would be a bit of a villain, wouldn't he? He needs to... People still need to like T-Guy. Damn it. Doesn't count, though. Or he's the complete opposite way, and he's so focused on the role-playing atmosphere that he doesn't fully enjoy the game. Maybe. I honestly, that could be a part of it, actually. Like, he is actually so involved in the roleplay that he feels like everyone else don't take it as seriously as he does, and that ends up, like, ruining the atmosphere. Because he's like, well, I am a good role player, but other people are not, and they are ruining the game because of that. When actually they are just, like, beginners, or they're fine. Do you guys agree with the idea that bald characters are more funny? I saw this as a tweet, and it kinda, I don't know, it didn't blow my mind. God damn it, doesn't count. But I was kind of fascinated by it, because I feel like I kind of agree with it in a weird way. Like, yeah, bald characters. Whoa. This is genuinely spooky. Are kind of just funnier. I can imagine bald characters were funny, although not really, at the top of my head. I think baldness usually change. Yeah, I think maybe it represents, like, matureness, and maybe that is, like, something that kind of throws you off when you see a very mature character who is being silly. I think, I don't know, I was thinking specifically about... That doesn't count. I was thinking about Wario. This being bald, for some reason, made me think of Wario, because he's not bald. But I kind of feel like he would be funnier, or like a better looking character if he were bald. And I think it came to mind, Wario came to mind, because, like, consistently, it seems in Nintendo lore, they have not been able to, like, properly decide on what Wario's hairstyle is. So it's kind of been everything. Damn it. But I feel like bald Wario would just, it would look right. Wouldn't Wario be funnier if he was bald? I can imagine, like, a bald, funny Wario. Like, just fully ball-shaped head and everything. Yeah, but he wears that hat. That is true. But he could lose it. Big V tattoo on... Oh, that would be awesome. That would be genius character design. My god. Are you an artist, Steezy? Because that's like an artist mindset. We need to get you on the payroll. I like Mario, actually. In this game, Mario is superior. I'll say it. I feel like this is a... I mean... God damn it, that doesn't count, actually. Now that I think about it. Gamble, gamble, gamble. I've been so obsessed with Mario lately that I feel like a 10-year-old child. It's kind of insane, because... I don't know, I just feel like now that I'm coming back to the games again, they're just like genuinely really good games. For the most part, you know. I feel like my opinion has changed on Mario 1 ever since I played it. I do feel like maybe we should give like Shigeru Miyamoto a more harsh time for Mario 1. I'm not thinking this through. My god. My whole identity, yeah, I can tell a Koopa Shell. Now, I feel like that's about to be me too now. I feel like on my second gamer channel, it's just been so much me talking about Mario, but I also, I don't want to quit. I just find Mario to be funny. Haha. Mario is funny. I'm really warming up to Mario. I think it's finally happening. Where I've talked so much about Mario being like an uninteresting character, where now I have just in my head made up so much about Mario that he is like fun and interesting again. I really did fanfic myself into this one. And I don't want to sound too insane, but I feel like Mario games have genuinely brought more joy to my life again. You've earned the Mario taste. I think I have. But I'm just like, hell yeah, like, games can be so much fun. Like, I feel like I've missed out on, I don't know, Mario. Because I used to be a big fan when I was a kid. Now I'm coming back to it, and I'm like, oh my god, I've been missing out. I think it's just gonna be me and Mario from now on. I feel the same way about Sonic games. So many games I haven't tried yet. I feel like, I've gone back and played some Sonic games, and I've kind of just lost interest in Sonic. Whereas before I was kind of like, yeah, before I was like, you know what? I can give Sonic the credit of, like, having cooler lore than Mario. And I don't know why I specifically asked myself this, but I was like, in my head, I was like, if I had to choose between living in the world of Sonic and Mario, it would be Sonic. That does not count. Because Sonic has cooler lore than Mario. But now I'm getting back into Mario, and I'm like, I could see there being some lore to this. I kind of like this. I kind of dig it. But yeah, before I would have said like, oh, but Sonic has, you know, Sonic has worse games. But it has better lore. And now I'm thinking, damn it. Now I'm thinking, it's all about the games in the end. It's not about the lore. It's just about, are the games good or not? And I'm more willing to approach Mario from a point of, like, good games make me feel good, therefore good. I don't know. Because I think the only Sonic game I like is, like, Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, and that's it. I think Sonic is fine lore-wise, maybe, but... What? How did I died because I didn't climb? Alright. Fine. I didn't even do anything, it just automatically made me go up. That's not my fault. Who is your favorite video game villain? That's a really good question. I don't even know. I think it's kind of hard to say, because I feel like good villains kind of... Damn it. They kind of become just good characters in time, who are more varied, right? Like, Donkey Kong was once a villain, Wario was once a villain, Bowser is still a villain. Would it be Wario? Maybe. I wish we had more to say about Waluigi, because I don't think I could even classify him as a villain. He's just a guy. Favorite video game villain. Oh, this is tricky. Okay, maybe not. Like Sonic no, I mean Shadow the Hedgehog was also a villain, right? But you wouldn't call Shadow the Hedgehog a villain today. Or maybe I wouldn't. Eggman. Maybe it is Eggman, actually. There's a consistent theme of like, oh my god, Sonic the Hedgehog is right down there. How about that? Speaking of murder, I think Eggman is like the perfect villain, isn't he? Yeah, I think maybe that is a basic answer, but I feel like Eggman is like, he has an amazing character design, I would say, because he's like so iconic while being a regular guy, just the mustache, and he's bald. Oh my god, he is the perfected Wario. Oh yeah, Monica is from Doki Doki, right? Spoilers. I don't think I'll ever play it. Why are you on the edge? It's so messed up. That doesn't count. You bastard. Just Monica. Yeah. Like I feel like I can't properly play Doki Doki anymore because of like I just know everything from like memes and like I don't know everything. But I that's also a thing of like sometimes that's like fine. Sometimes you can just enjoy a story, even knowing what happens. I mean, I do that already, all the time. Oh, man. It's a bad kind of game. I mean, that's I played, like, Undertale when it came out. And I really enjoyed that. And part of that, I feel like, was the fact that, I got to play it before there was any, like, hype to it, right? This doesn't even work. And now I played the first chapter of Deltarune. And, I don't know. I want to play Deltarune as well. Damn it. That doesn't count, actually. I just decided now. But it was, I think more than anything, was damaged by the fact that I did, like, I tried to re-experience. I do think I would enjoy Deltarune, to be clear. Like, I think it's, like, up my alley. Up my valley. Yeah, you can't really escape the hype of those games. It's understandable. Like, I played the chapter 1 of Deltarune, and it totally seemed like my game. But I remembered thinking when I played, like, Undertale for the first time, right? God damn it. I remember when I played Undertale for the first time, right? I should have done this as a Let's Play, and been, like, completely blind to it. Because that would have been fun. It has to be this way, okay. So when Deltarune came out, no one actually knew what it was, right? Because Toby Fox released like an XC file. And he was just like, Deltarune, and people downloaded it and slowly began to realize that it was a game. And I was like, okay, this is interesting. I'm going to do a Let's Play of this. And I had no clue that it was like a full game. I thought it, based on, you know, him just releasing like a file, I thought it would maybe be like a quick, like, 20-minute thing. I was not expecting like a whole game, basically. And I did a Let's Play of that, and I got a lot of people upset at me for playing Deltarune the wrong way. And I was like, oh god, I don't know if I want to go back to Deltarune, because apparently I did the wrong things that you were not supposed to do, and people are just like, you skipped this part, you didn't do this correctly, you missed this thing, and people are like very frustrated with me. And I was like, oh god. but I feel like at this point I could probably just move through that. I think I care a lot less about that now. But that was, you know, my first time ever experiencing that. That doesn't count. It was my first time ever, like, uploading a Let's Play and being like, hooray, video games, and people responding extremely negatively. Actually, there was a second experience to that as well. Omori was another game that happened to, where I played that on my Let's Play channel. Or it was a Let's Play channel at the time. And people were very upset with me, because I had a lot of things that I just genuinely did not like about Omori. Like, I thought... To be honest, I thought Omori had, like, really bad writing, and I didn't think the gameplay was fun. And obviously, people who are super excited about Omori and are like, wow, I want to watch a Let's Play, they don't want to hear me give criticism and be like, here's why I don't like the game so far. So of course, people were just like piling on that to be like, hey, I have a lot to say about this game that has defined my entire life. Yeah, like, I don't know, I think it's fine if you like Omori. It's just, it's one of those things where I do feel like it's not my kind of game, basically. Here's an example of playing Omori, right? You walk up to a fridge, and you know, in Undertale, you would get like an interesting tidbit of like, you shouldn't keep mom's cooking in here for too long. In fact, you shouldn't keep it in here at all. You know, it'd be like a funny tidbit like that. But if you open a fridge in Omori, it just says, a fridge. And that's like what most of a game is. It's like very basic in terms of like writing, and that's a super minor thing. But it's just like, if you're going to have like a thing where you like press enter on a fridge and it just says a fridge, then just don't bother putting that in the game. Like, what are you doing? I am completely lost on what I'm supposed to do here. I mean, it has to be that you combine these in some way, maybe, right? Could that be it? No, I killed them. I thought maybe I could, like, make them climb each other or something like that. Oh, I get it now. Right, of course. You jump up on Ninji. I'm a genius. Actually, I'm smart, because Ninji is the one character you can do this with. That doesn't count. Gamer moment? I think we're having a gamer moment, everyone. In parentheses, good gamer moment. All-Stars version is so pretty. I didn't really... Yeah, like, I feel like... Holy shit, I did it. I actually complained about the Super Mario Bros. 1 version, All-Stars, because I thought it didn't look great and the sound was a bit off. But I do prefer this version, the NES version. Honestly, though, this is a really difficult game. There's no way, I said this about first Mario game, right? There's no way I would be able to beat that one without saves. This is maybe not more difficult, but it's very difficult in different ways, if that makes any sense. I could have literally just stayed on this spot. Right? Okay. Oh, never mind, I can't move through here. Versus, yeah, I mean, I think, you know, at the time, what the fuck? I did all that to come back here? No, wait, is this a new place? No, it has to be a new place, right? This is not where it started, right? Is it? Oh my god. So something to bear in mind is that, like, the NES and SNES era of games, those games are, like, notoriously difficult. And part of it was, like, you want a game to be, like, that last a longer time. And that was just, like, the simplest way to do it. You make people, like, play a game for long, then people go, like, wow, it was worth my time, it was long. And, to add to that, a lot of people rented games at the time, and you wanted to avoid people renting games, right? Yeah, so, like, if it's very time-consuming, then you know, like, you're gonna have to buy the game. You can't just rent it. That doesn't count. I feel like, I don't know, that is why it's almost like, this is me coping, okay. But it's almost acceptable to be like, hey, I'm using save states. I know it's not playing the game the way it was intended, sure. But sometimes it's like, this is too time-consuming. Can you imagine being disappointed? I mean, I was gonna say, being disappointed if you rent Final Fantasy VII, and you were like, wow, I can't beat this in one sitting. But that game comes with, like, 4 discs, so you have to know at that point what you're getting into. Shigeru Miyamoto, we need to talk to people. But we need to reveal what kind of person he really is. Does anyone... This is extremely specific. But does anyone remember, like, 15 years ago? Hold on, maybe I need to focus before I talk about this. God damn it. Does anyone remember 15 years ago or whatever when people drew fan art of Hayao Miyazaki? And he was always, like, happy and smiling. How, like, haha, here's me with Totoro. Man, people, like, in that time frame, people completely changed their mind about Miyazaki. We need that, but with Shigeru Miyamoto, we need to find one thing we can hold on to. Not because of this. What's weird? I think now there's a weird thing, right, where people are like, no, that was never the case. People always knew. No, it was real. People had completely different thoughts about Hayao Miyazaki. But I think it's very easy to like look at how things are now and forget that, or like misremember based on how things are currently. God damn it. But if you look at old fan art of Hayao Miyazaki, it's always like just him smiling and being happy. And I mean, it's not rare to find him smiling and being happy, but it's very like I don't know, in very specific situations. Like when it comes to his own work, he is extremely critical. Yeah, Miyamoto is too wholesome, it's true. I mean, the guy made Pikmin. You can't hate him for that. Damn it. Alright, I'll forgive him. I can forgive Miyamoto. How should I put this? Like, people often bring up as an example of Miyazaki. They bring up the 3D thing, where he's like complaining about like 3D, or not 3D, I mean AI. It's like a video of him seeing AI, and he's like, this is an insult to humanity itself. And people think like, yes, this is what he would hate AI. The thing is, like, I think people miss the context of that clip. People look at that thing and they're like, oh, he hates AI. He's like so passionate about art and stuff like that. And I don't think that is it, because it lacks the context of the whole documentary, which is like, specifically earlier in the documentary, he is like lambasting, he's like laying into a 2D artist who's drawing by hand, and he's going like, if you can't pull this off, you need to quit. You need to quit this company. You can't work here if you can't do this. He's like going fully hard on someone who's like a 2D artist, right? And it's because Miyazaki is deeply passionate, not about art, he's deeply passionate about direction. Like, if you do something carelessly without putting thought into it, then he can tell, and he is going to lambast you for it. It doesn't matter if it's AI or if it's hand-drawn, right? And I'm not saying this as a defense of AI, it's more like AI is kind of screwed that way no matter what, right? But Miyazaki would go just as hard on any 2D hand-drawn art and be like, you know, this is like, what's the point? Why did you draw this? Like, you didn't put any thought into it. Holy shit, it's over. There's no way anything worse can happen now, right? And I'm not saying that as like, and that's why they are equally the same. I'm saying that as a way of just to be like, hey, like, here is what actually matters to Miyazaki. I mean, to be honest, if I had to be like completely honest, I think Miyazaki has a bit of a point about like, hello, Biscuit. When Son released from the movie, yeah, and walked out, yeah. Like, that is an example of that. But I do feel like, I mean, he is an asshole, Miyazaki, but he does genuinely have a point, right? Like, there's so much animation and art that is like directionless. And I'm not saying that as someone who has like, damn it, was perfect about that myself, but I think it is something that maybe you should bear in mind as an artist. Like, what is the direction of this? Like, can you look at this and be like, this is genuinely how a person would act or move or whatever? Because he's completely right that like most animation is like completely incestuous. Like, most anime is just reflections of other anime. People don't really read that much literature. But I say that bearing in mind, like, this is a road towards like extreme perfectionism, right? I think there can be potentially a balance of like having a purpose to what you're making and a direction, and also being able to like be a bit carefree and be happy about what you're making. I think maybe Miyazaki doesn't have it all figured out in that sense. I heard it because like in the beginning of the film, there's a guy murdering his own dad, but I don't actually remember if that is a part of the movie. I don't remember anything about, I don't even remember the name of the movie. So I could see, yeah, Tales of Earthsea. I was about to say Earthbound, and I'm like, I can't embarrass myself by even attempting to say that. So, I don't remember anything about it. see. I mean, I feel like if I remember correctly, I kind of liked the film, if I remember correctly, actually. But at the time when I saw it, this was a really long time ago, I didn't really have the mindset of like comparing it to other Ghibli films. I have seen From Up on Poppy Hill, and based on having seen that film, I'm kind of like, well, Goro Miyazaki can be a good filmmaker. But I'm too afraid to see the, what's it called, Earthwig movie, the 3D film. I'm guessing that one is probably not going to be something I like. I did it. Oh, fascinating. So it really does work if you're big. I wish I could direct a film. And it would be bad. But I think I would be weirdly proud of having made a bad film. Now, we could do that the second run, you know, test if it's doable small. You know, I have to try things out, you know, as a aspiring game dev. That's my excuse. You could do so much with that as an excuse, actually. Who are these little guys? As an aspiring game dev, let me just see what happens now. Interesting. It's on the name of the science, and gamer science. Oh my god, gamer science. I hadn't even considered that. How would you feel if you met a person and he said, like, I'm a scientist, and you asked, like, oh, what kind of science? So basically it's gamer science. I feel like I would... Oh, what the... I would be weirdly intrigued by that. I wouldn't even dismiss it. I would be extremely curious, actually, to be like, gamer science. Fascinating. A theoretical... I think a pixel professor could be a real thing. I mean, that's a... Honestly, I think we kind of need it. Like, there's different fields of arts, right? You could be like a professor in a Renaissance art, probably. I don't know if that's actually a thing. You could be a professor in pixel art. I guess I am a bit of a gamer scientist myself. I'm kind of like, now that I'm thinking about it, it would be super interesting to just get a degree that's entirely in pixel art. Yeah, I guess it maybe does have the same principles as like digital art. It would basically be the same thing, right? But you could specialize in it. Let me try this again. Fascinating. Yeah, I could be wrong, but I think most of the old pixel artists were just like comic artists, or like they hired people who did manga. That's just my assumption, actually. I have literally nothing to base that on. It's just been my assumption that they were probably like artists. That can kill you? What the hell? Fascinating. The field of gamers is so fascinating. I mean, if it were me, then of course I would be interested in it. I think most people would just be like, oh, that's stupid. I think maybe gamer science needs like more respect. Because it could be two different ways. It could be games, and it could be the gamers themselves, which is just like, isn't that, god damn it, field of like social science in a way. Let me try that again. I was kind of interested in social science for a while, but I just had no clue what you would even do with that, where I'm like, studying a field of people. I don't think I've ever made it this far in the game before. I guess as a kid, I always gave up at some point. And I can totally see why. Oh, god damn it. I had a sociology teacher in high school. We talked about Freud and did social experiments pranks the whole semester. Ah, that does sound really fun. That does seem like something I would love doing. Like, you could have done a lot of things in the name of social science that would have been fun. I feel like in many ways, all of my YouTube videos are like social science in a way. Because genuinely part of what motivates me to make YouTube videos is like, I have a thought of like, I'm curious how other people think about this. Like, part of the motivation for making the color video was just like, I want to hear people like talk about their feelings on color. And this is like, you know, not only am I doing like storytelling, holy shit. Not only am I doing storytelling, but I'm also getting people to like talk about color in a way that I am genuinely fascinated. Oh my god. sliding around on this ice is too much. It's too intense. And I have to get really close. Roll that. I tricked you. You thought you talked about your favorite color as a way to add a bit of fun little input into my video. Guess what? I had this planned right from the start. God damn, this is so difficult. And I feel like, oh god. Sorry to anyone watching this. Sorry to any Mario aficionado who's deeply disappointed. I'm even hurt by that thing. Can I just go... I can't go back to being big, can I? No, we're back here. But you know what? I'm doing it in the name of science. Holy shit. I need to play modern Mario is what I'm feeling based on this. This is too intense. Oh, it doesn't go all the way either. Anyway, I feel like to give myself a pat on the back, I'm just gonna stand up here. To give myself a pat on the back when it comes to like videos and stuff like that, I feel like something I try to do with videos is like not approach things from the point of view of like, hey, guess what? I'm right. I'm right about everything. And here's me telling you I'm right. Like I feel like I'm hoping it comes across this way, at the very least. I'm trying to communicate, here is something that I think, or have been thinking about. Now let me hear your point of view. And I'm not only presenting like what I think, but I'm hoping I can come across with you're open to leave like your own interpretation of it and your own thoughts. Guess what? It changed nothing being small. What chumps? I'm the one with the right opinions. Because I am just part of why... What if I just did this? I don't know. I don't even know anymore, man. This is so... Oh, I get it now. Wait, I'm a genius. And this entire time I was so smart. I did have the right opinions about everything. But I feel like I always try to approach making a video from the point of view that I actually, in a way, want to be, like, proven wrong. And that's why I try also not to approach it from the point of view of, like, I'm here to tell you, like, how I feel and I'm right about everything. Like, part of why I'm hoping to do something like talk about art or something like that in a video is just, like, I want to hear how I am wrong. And if I present everything in a way... Here is how I think about it, and here's my counter-argument to my own opinion, because I feel like that is very important. Otherwise you come across as like you're preaching, right? You have to be able to critique your own opinion and take criticism seriously and like provide a good argument against yourself. Because otherwise it's just too much. Anyway, I feel like often... At least for art, I've been trying to, like, just try to get proven wrong. And it genuinely has happened that I made, like, a video. And I was like, I'm hoping to get proven wrong. Here's my argument for this and that, or whatever. And then someone in the comments is like, here's why I think you are wrong. And that ends up changing my opinion. And I'm like, wow, I approach YouTube in the worst way possible, huh? Fascinating. But that is also how you make a good sequel, I feel like. Because I feel like Big Mask was always like a response to itself, right? And I think that's probably why people liked it, if I had to guess. Like, it's just a continuing conversation of it. Like, you really think you can, like, solve things by being a pacifist and trying to prove it wrong. And in the end, it's just like Big Mask is just defeated. And I don't know, I feel like the point of Big Mask is not necessarily it's good to be a pacifist or reasonable. I feel like the point is like, hey, maybe this is not worth it. Maybe it would have been better if he just fought from the start. In the end, he's not even himself anymore. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that, and I'm glad. I do kind of want to bring back Big Mask. My god, and you're just chasing me. I see how it is. But it will definitely be in a different format. No more lip-syncing. Lip-syncing Big Mask, quote-unquote lip-syncing, was just too much insane. And what's funny about Big Mask is the fact that it's like, actually a parody of Ultraman. But I'm like only like barely familiar with Ultraman, to be honest. Because originally it was just supposed to be like American superheroes kind of stuff, right? And I decided against that, despite knowing so little about Ultraman. Because, oh, I still haven't seen Shin Ultraman. I need to see that. I had literally no motivation at the end of the day to be like, here's a superhero thing, because I don't really care about superhero stuff. So it gave me more motivation, and it actually started to feel more genuine in a weird way, to make a Ultraman parody despite knowing so little about it, just because I was more fascinated by it than I was about regular superheroes. So I feel like otherwise that would be a really bad way to approach, like, I don't know, parodies, because I feel like a good parody, that doesn't count, knows what it's parodying quite intimately. And to be honest, I feel like I don't know that. My god. With Ultraman. This is why I should have studied gamer science. But yeah, I just felt more fascinated by it. So I feel like, I just wanted to approach it that way. Just out of interest. Because there's a lot of ways that parodies can be cringe, and I feel like the first thing that comes to mind is like rap and hip-hop parodies. Because I feel like a lot of people, they try to make a rap or hip-hop parody, and the joke is kind of like, the gag is, haha, isn't it funny that it's hip-hop? Isn't it funny that it's rap? It's like, not really. Like, I feel like the best kinds of parodies like that actually come from fans of that genre. And I wouldn't even say that I'm like a rap or hip-hop fan. I'm just saying as an outsider, like, hey, maybe it's not that funny that you think you're being hilarious by putting on the act of rapping. My god, man. This is torture. Okay, maybe it's easy. Never mind. Oh, I get it now. It has to be the red one. I completely understand what Margot, this is another streamer, Margot, said when she said that Mario 2 is a bad game. But I'm also coping. Damn it. Oh yeah, I was talking about parodies. Right, I feel like that's like a bad way to approach a lot of parodies. And it's also why I really, if I ever do like a Kamen Rider parody, I want to make sure I'm actually familiar with the source material before I do that. Part is I don't know enough about it, and I feel like maybe that is something that I would actually enjoy to a point where it's like, it would be more worth it. I think Kamen Rider is something that I would actually genuinely enjoy, though. Can't I just kill that guy with the key? I could have done that the entire time. Alright. Just based on things I've seen from it. My god. I don't know, I feel like I have casual gamer instincts in me, where I'm like, I don't know, for some reason I expect it to go easy on me in the end or something like that. Where I'm like, surely it won't come after me now. That's not how game devs would do it. How could I be so foolish? What a fool I am. If you happen to be upset, oh, Matthias is using save states, you can... Wait, what? That was actually genuinely interesting. You can just be like, oh, he's only playing for the sake of understanding the game. There's science to it. Damn it. Oh, I could do that. Oh, I see. See, this is actually interesting. It's like a game dev thing. Oh, wow, and why are you green? You're literally the same as the red one. Am I insane? Are they all? Are they all fire? What is happening? Oh yeah, and I can't do that, never mind. Hold on. I think I still appreciate Mario, though. Despite this game. I had no clue this game was this difficult. I think it might actually be... Now, at this point, I have to say, it's more difficult than the first game. I'm losing all my gamer credibility. Anyway, Mario. Would I be able to make a Mario parody? Or would people be... Actually, I'm curious about that, if people would be upset about that. If I uploaded, like, a video that was a Mario parody on my main channel. Would people be like, that's acceptable? Because, you know, it's within the field of animation. That seems like, you know, it's kind of the same thing. It might be gamer-related, but unexpected. I know I kind of want to make a Mario parody now, but it's so difficult to make a proper Mario parody that isn't just like... I don't know, hasn't everything been done at this point? Maybe I should flip it around. I should just make a serious Mario fanfiction. I need to think about what I'm doing here, actually. I did not think about it. And? Please? Oh, I did it. And I did think about it.